Thank you, Sir Charles. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship, and congratulations on chairing the debate so effectively. And congratulations also to the member for Hampstead and Kilburn on giving so many people the opportunity to share her passion and her frustration at the situation that Nazanin, Richard and Gabriella are all in. And we all express our personal solidarity with them today, and also the solidarity of the thousands, probably tens and hundreds of thousands of constituents who are represented by the voices that are here. And I hope you'll indulge me, Sir Charles, if I recognise the SNP and Plaid members who are either here or who have been to visit Richard but have not been able to speak. My honourable friends for East Wren, Freshire, Glasgow South West, Linlithgow and East Falkirk, Paisley and Renfrewshire North, North Ayrshire and Arran, Inverclyde, Aberdeen South, Glasgow Central, Glasgow South, Gordon, Glasgow North West, Auckland South Perthshire, Edinburgh East, Edinburgh North and Leith. And I also pay tribute to my honourable friends for Kirkcaldy, Cowdenbeath, North East Fife, Ceredigion and North Down. All of us believe that enough is enough. It is time for action. When I met Richard, I first met him outside the Iranian embassy in 2019 and had the privilege of meeting him again outside the SEDO, and he said it's one thing to keep vigil outside the embassy of the country that's holding his wife hostage, and let's make no mistake, that's what Nazanin is, and that's the first thing the Minister ought to put on record when he gets to his feet today. But it's another to have to protest, to go on hunger strike outside your own government's buildings because of its inaction, its unwillingness or its inability to carry out its basic duty of care to one of its own citizens. The government says, repeatedly says it's doing everything it can, but as we've heard in this debate, that is patently not the case. As the member for Dwiffer Merrion had said, and many others, it's clear now that the repayment of debt is a major issue, and one that, if resolved, would bring about a major shift in the policy of Iran. The Right Honourable Member for South West Surrey has said as much, and others have said how that could be done. But sadly, the feedback that we've had, the result of the hunger strike, was a series of increasingly frustrating meetings that made it feel to the family and to all the campaigners that no progress is being made. And that is despite, as the member for Chingford and Wood Green says, that other countries in recent years, including the United States, Australia, France and Germany, have all successfully negotiated the release of their citizens who have been arbitrarily detained in Iran. And yet Britain has not secured the release of any one of them. And we've heard the cases also of Anoush Ashuri, Mehran Rahouf and Morad Tabas, all of whom, interestingly, and my friend from Central Ayrshire was saying this to me in conversation, are dual nationals. And I wonder if that maybe makes the UK government feel it has some sort of diminished responsibility for them. But actually, my honourable friend from Western Berkshire's constituency, Jagtar Singh Johal, remains incarcerated in India. So there has to be more. There is more that can be done, and more has to be done. Saying that diplomatic protection exists is one thing, but acting on it is another. And I pay tribute to the point made by the member for Walsall South, and in particular the fact that week after week she raised this at Business Questions. She did that on behalf of all of us in the House that take an interest in that case. And I don't think the government would be as responsive as it is if it wasn't for her continuing to do that. And I think that should be recognised. But having that right of diplomatic protection means there should be a right to private consular meetings. There should be immediate access to medical examination by an independent doctor. The government could issue a formal protest to the Iranian authorities. It could summon the Iranian ambassador. It summoned the French ambassador. It could summon the Iranian ambassador. It could propose to the Iranian authorities the immediate commencement of formal negotiations to resolve the dispute. It could send to the Iranian authorities a detailed legal memorandum outlining the breaches of international law arising from its detention of these British nationals. And it should assert under international law its right to provide assistance. Consular assistance is something that's important to all of us, including my friend for Livingston, and I hope there'll be a further debate on that in the Chamber very soon. We were always told throughout the Brexit campaign and indeed the independence referendum campaign how proud we should be of our British passports. Well, the British passport says, Her Britannic Majesty Secretary of State requests and requires in the name of Her Majesty all those to whom it may concern, to allow the bearer to pass freely without let or hindrance, and to afford the bearer such assistance and protection as may be necessary. That's what it says on Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe's passport, Sir Charles. So the question for the Minister and the Government today is, what are they doing to make that a reality? Yeah.